What's up, Revision Online? Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. We are about to kick things off here in just a minute. We're going to dive right into a fun message from Mike. Speaking of Mike, we decided we'd start today off with a little bit of a challenge. What's the challenge?
We're feeling competitive. We thought it will put our artistic skills to the test. We're both like super good artists. So we thought we would draw this picture. I don't know if you remember from a few weeks ago or if you can see it. Grant will throw it up on the screen. Of Mike, just with some hair, some glasses, his trucker hat, and super awesome sweater. And we thought we would give ourselves 7 minutes because again, we're super talented. So we thought, let's challenge ourselves to do the best we can in 7 minutes. So we've got some pencils and paper, and we're gonna draw. These are going to be worth a lot of money.
We're going to make it happen. We'll speed it forward a little bit for you so you don't have to sit there for the full 7 minutes.
You can be commenting down like live on the chat your bids for how much you want to buy these for. At the end, that's probably just smart to get ahead of the game.
The economy. It's helping out the economy.
Yeah, something like that. So, should we just get going?
Let's do it. 7 minutes on the clock. Starting. Here we go.
Okay.
Wow, this is...
So
it's drawing hands. I'm just cutting it off for the hands.
Quit shaking the table.
There's certain features that just are very tricky to draw.
Like faces?
Sure.
That's where I'm having trouble.
That's one of them.
It's hard to draw his crooked, broken nose. What's our time?
2 minutes.
Oh, I should start his eyes, probably. Oh, gosh. I'm going to finish shading his sweater.
Fairly,
Not sure that helped.
fairly...
You went
Similar.
darker than me and did the chair, which is impressive. Are we ready for this?
Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's hope that focuses. If it doesn't, I'll just
Maybe we can scan
take a
these
picture.
and put them in.
Take a picture.
Man, this is going at least $100,000. Probably starting bid right there. But if I had more time,
I'm impressed with both of us.
it probably would have been in the millions. I don't know, we're artists. We're creative. I don't know. They're not that good.
Anyways, thanks for hanging with us for this brand new edition of Draw That Mike.
Nice. Yeah, there's plenty of mics to draw. Mustache.
Yep, we'll do more of them.
Hair, no hair.
Let us know if you want us back next week, and maybe we'll make it happen.
I don't know. Maybe don't let us know because that could hurt our feelings.
We're pretty resilient.
Yeah.
Anyways, take it away, Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are continuing our Wednesday night devotional theme on the names of God this evening because, again, I'm convinced that in the middle of a crisis, it's important for us to remember who God is. And tonight, I want to talk about one of my favorite names for God in the entire Bible, El Rohi. Not to be confused with El Roy, the God who sees me. We talked about that a few weeks ago. El Rohi means God, my shepherd. And that is an incredible word picture that means very little to us because we don't raise sheep. Even though we live in Iowa, very few of us farm or ever farmed. But way back in the day, the idea that God was shepherd was really powerful for people. And there are 3 aspects of it that I want to highlight tonight because I think they make a difference for us right now in this season of global pandemic. And the first big idea is this. The fact that God is shepherd means that he provides. We're introduced to this idea of Yahweh Rohi, El Rohi, God the shepherd in Psalm 23 when David writes, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul." And I love that so much because I feel like this is a season where there are a whole lot of us who are wondering where our provision is going to come from. Like what the future looks like and whether things are going to be normal again and how we're going to be provided for. And it's so cool to remember God has got this. He's not worried about our future. And even though we don't know, he knows. And even though we can't get ourselves to the places we want to go, he promises us that he is holding our future in his hands because a shepherd provides and protects. In John 10, Jesus kind of plays on this same idea that God is the shepherd, and he says, I am the good shepherd. And in that same passage, he says, I'm the gate for the sheep, which is really cool because back in the day, in Jesus' day and age, sheep pens were just made of stone, and they didn't have a gate that you could swing open and shut. And so what happened at night was the shepherd would herd all of the sheep into the pen, and then so the sheep couldn't be stolen or attacked, the shepherd would just lie in the gap. Literally sleep in the gap so that anything that wanted to get to the sheep, whether it was a wolf or a fox or a robber, had to go over the shepherd to get to the sheep. The shepherd was the gate. And Jesus is saying, look, I know the world is scary. I know it's a frightening place, but I'm the gate. Nobody is getting to you unless they come through me. I got you. I got you. And also when Jesus says, I'm the good shepherd, he's saying he knows us. So that a shepherd provides and protects, and a shepherd knows us. Like, of all the different farming analogies Jesus could have used here, different animals, he could have been like, I am the cowboy and you are the cows. Yeehaw! But he didn't. Like, and the reason a sheep is so cool is like the relationship between a shepherd and sheep is the most intimate, personal relationship in the entire animal world. The shepherd has to know the sheep, and the sheep have to know the shepherd. And I love that so much because I don't know, if you guys are anything like me, you've experienced like a range of emotions over the last few months. Some good, some bad, some really confusing, some really frustrating, and just like sometimes I feel like I don't even know what's going on, and I don't even know how to like articulate the fullness of what I'm feeling or why I'm frustrated or what I'm struggling with. And to know that there's a God who created me and who loves me enough to care about having a personal relationship with me and knowing me intimately. A God who knows me better than I know myself. I don't have to know everything. I don't have to know the future. I don't even have to know everything about how I feel and why I feel that way, because I have a God who knows me. Man, that gives me peace in the middle of this crazy season. Like, a shepherd knows us. And finally, the third thing I want to highlight about a shepherd and sheep is that a shepherd loves his sheep. Like, when Jesus says, I am the good shepherd, he's not just telling us who he is or what he does. He's telling us how he feels about us, how he feels about you and me. He's saying, I see value in you, even when nobody else sees value in you. He says, I'm the good shepherd. I lay down my life for the sheep. Like, Jesus looked at you and saw something so valuable, he was willing to give everything for you, to have you in his family. It reminds me of this old Sherlock Holmes book where he goes to this countryside estate in England where there had been a murder, and there was this bag that had been buried at the bottom of like a pond, and they opened the bag and they're like, why would anyone kill someone else over what was in here? We know what happened. There's some coins and they're valuable, but there's just this round hunk of metal with some rocks in it. Why would we don't get it? And it was like a classic, Sherlock Holmes. He figures out the whole thing and he rubs it off, and he says, well, I can see why you looked at this blackened, dirty, round heap of metal with stones in it and thought it wasn't worth killing over, but this is actually the lost crown of the kings of England. And he brushes it off, and there are diamonds and sapphires and rubies in this gold crown. And he says, what you all looked at and saw as just a hunk of metal, I look at and see the crown of the kings of England. And that's Jesus and you, Jesus and me. Like, sometimes I think we look in the mirror and we don't see anything worth dying for. We don't see anything worth loving, certainly nothing worth God stepping out of eternity into history for. But Jesus looks at you and he sees gold and jewels and somebody he loved enough. He loved enough that he was willing to give his life for. Like, and so I challenge you during this season, like during the frustrating times and the difficult times and the times of just despair, which happen and kind of mixed in with all the joy and all the good of it, like to look in the mirror and know that when God saw you, he said, man, I love that sheep. And that sheep is helpless without me. That's part of being a sheep. Sheep are the dumbest animals on the planet. It's not flattering for God to call us sheep, but he said that you were helpless to earn your way to me, but I was willing to give everything to have you in my family because that's how valuable you are to me. I'm providing for your future. I know you personally and intimately, and I love you enough that I would do anything to have you in my family. So no matter what else is going on in your life, know El Rohi, the Good Shepherd, cares for you.